Hello everyone, you are watching Bhavani Commerce Academy. If you like my videos, then please subscribe my channel and follow us on Instagram also. Let's go to the video. In this video, we are going to see weighted average price method under pricing method from material chapter. In the previous videos, we have seen FIFO and LIFO method. So if you want that is given in the description box also. Now we have to understand the concept of weighted average price method. It's very simple. Here we need to consider price and weight. Weight is nothing but quantity while calculating weighted average price. At the time of issue, we will use weighted average price. Okay. So let's say the production department is needed 150 units of raw material from store. Okay. So it made a request to the warehouse to send those 150 units of raw material. Now, how will you send that 150 units of raw material? At what price you will send? That is the question here. So, at the time of issue only, we need to follow the method of issue. Okay. So, here we are using weighted average price method. Yes. So, it's very simple. Whatever stock that you have in your store and the cost of the available stock, that we need to consider while calculating weighted average price. Let's see. Weighted average price is equals to cost of available stock divided by total quantity available in our store. By using this formula, you will get weighted average price. By using this weighted average price, we need to issue material from our store. Okay, let's see one example. March 1st opening stock 300 units at the rate of 20. So what is this opening stock? Last month closing stock, unused stock in our store, that should be called as opening stock for this month. Okay, so we have opening stock 300 units in our store. Okay, then on 5th March again we purchased 200 units from our suppliers at the rate of 22 rupees. So 1 unit cost is 22 rupees. We purchased 200 units. Okay, and 11th March we have a request from the production department to issue 150 units. At what price? At what price you need to issue? At what price? Weighted average price. By using this formula, you will get this price. So how to calculate? Let's see. So what is our formula? Cost of available stock. So cost of available stock is nothing but how much available stock in our store? 300 units and 200 units. Yes. So 300 into 20. How much? 6,000. Okay. That is cost of opening stock. Then again purchased 200 units. So 200 into 22. So 4,400. Okay. So what is our total cost here? 10,400. So cost of available stock. In our store, we have available stock is 300 and 200. Total 500 units are available in our store. Okay. Then 10,400 rupees worth stock is available in our store. That means cost of available stock 10,400 and total quantity available in our store 500 units. So 10,400 divided by 500. So what is the value here? 10,400 divided by 500. 20.8. So what is this 20.8 weighted average price? By using this price only, you need to issue this 150 units from our store to production department. Let's see one practical question. Okay. Here we have question ascertain closing stock under weighted average price method. So here we need to calculate closing stock under weighted average price method. Okay. Already we know the concept how to calculate weighted average price. Yes. See, 2026 March 1st opening stock. 300 units at the rate of 20 rupees. Okay, so where we should write this? Under particulars column, just you need to write opening stock. March 1st, 2026. Okay, so opening stock where we should write? Balance column in stores ledger. 300 at the rate of 20. 300 into 20 how much? 6,000. Close this. Okay, next 5th March purchase. So 5th March purchase. At the time of purchase, store will receive goods. So goods received. Under particulars column, we should write goods received. At the time of purchase, you need to write in the receipt column because we are receiving goods. How many goods are there? 200. And at the rate of 22. Okay. So 200 into 22, 4,400. Okay. So how to write balance? In weighted average method, we need to take already available stock is 300 and again we purchased 200 units. So 300 plus 200 how much? 500. So I'm writing here 500. Total stock we need to take. So 300 available stock. Again we purchased 200. Total available stock in our store 500 units. And what is the cost of 300 units? 6,000. And for 200, 4,400. So what is the total here? 10,400. What is this? Cost of available stock. And what is this? Total quantity available in our store. Already I told you. What is that? How to calculate weighted average price. So how to calculate? Cost of available stock divided by total quantity available in our store. See, cost of available stock 10,400 and total quantity available in our store 500. So 10,400 divided by 500 will get 20.5. What is this 20.8? Weighted average price. When you are issuing material from our store, you need to issue material with this price. Okay. And next, 11th issue. On 11th, we have issue. At the time of issue, we have request from production department. So that we need to write requisition note. Or else you can write issue. Okay. So if you have issue, where we should write? In the issue column. How many units we need to issue? 150. How much stock is available in our store? 500 units are available in our store. From this 500, we are issuing 150 unit. At what price? At weighted average price. Already we calculated. 20.8. So 150 into 20.8. 3,120. Okay. Then out of 500, 150 units are issued from the store. How much leftover stock in our store? 350. How to get this? 500 minus 150. Okay. Then how to write this balance? 10,400. 10,400 minus 3,120. Okay. So what is the balance here? 10,400 minus 3,120. 7,280. Okay. So divide by 350. You'll get same price. Okay. Close this. And next, purchase. 22 March. 22 March. Purchase. At the time of purchase, what we should write? Goods received. Because we are receiving goods at the time of purchase. Under receipt column, how many units are there? 200 units at the rate of 23. 200 at the rate of 23. So what is the value? 4,600. Okay. When you are purchasing goods, again we need to find out the weighted average price. Okay. So already available stock 350 plus again we purchased 200. Total available stock in our store 550. Okay. And the value of 350 units of stock is 7,280 plus again we purchased 4,600 worth stock. So total how much? 11,880. So how to calculate weighted average price? Total value is divided by total quantity. So 11,880 divided by 550. 21.6. Close this. And next, issue. How many units? 150. Twenty-4th, we have issue, that is requisition note. In the issue column, 150 units from 550 units, because available stock in our store 550 units. From this 550 we are issuing 150. So at what price? Weighted average price 21.6. 3,240. Okay. So how much leftover stock is there from our store? After issuing 150 units, we have available stock 400. At what price? 21.6 into 21.6. So 8,640. So you can take this price, or else 11,880 minus 3,240, you will get this value only. Okay. And next one, 28th March issue. Again issue we have 200 units. So 28th, requisition note, 200 units. This 200 issued from 400. So available stock is 400. We are issuing 200 from this 400 units. At what price? Weighted average price 21.6. 21.6 into 200. 4,320. Okay. So out of 400, 200 issued from the store. How much available stock in our store? 200. 400 minus 200. At what price? 21.6. Okay. So what is the value? 4,320. So close this. Then all the transactions are completed. In the March, what is the last date? 31st. So what we should write here? Closing stock. So where we should write closing stock? In the balance column. How much stock is left? 200 units. At what price? 21.6. What is the value of that stock? 4,320. Okay. So what is this called? Closing stock in the month of March. And this is the opening stock for the next month, that is April. Okay. So this is the calculation process of weighted average method. I hope you understood. So if you like my video, share to your friends and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.